Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're in the right place at the right time. It is 12 noon and it's time for the noon report. And I am your host, Dr. Ron. I tell you, I've got a whole list of stuff to talk about on today, so you don't want to miss it. The first thing I want to do is give a shout out. I like to give a shout out on every broadcast to my mentor, Dr. Hunt. Now, Dr. Hunt and I have been traveling in life for 30 plus years. And out of that 30 plus years, he has been a blessing to both me and my family, as well as I have been a blessing to both he and his family. So I tell you, if you don't have a mentor, get one. Somebody that you can count on that can be a blessing to you in a time of need, that can encourage you in a time of need, who can keep you lifted up in a time of need. So you definitely want to get you a mentor. And then I want you to get a show and shout your mentor out. Okay. Somebody needs to know the value of a mentor. And you could be the person to tell them about the value of a mentor. So today being the noon report, I got something that I want to start out with today. I talked about it a couple of weeks ago, and I just want to revisit it. We still have not dealt with the debt ceiling with the United States government. McCarthy and all of the um, officials, the people that are in charge, have not come up with a deal and a plan yet to try and deal with the United States government's bills. Okay, that's basically what it boils down to: the bills of the United States government. So people that get Social Security checks won't get a check if they go bankrupt. They won't be able to. Employees won't be able to get a paycheck. So there's so many problems with not allowing the debt ceiling to be increased as it normally has been increased. But all the political bickering and back and forth that's going on is so crazy that I think they want America to fail. And I tell you why I feel that way. All of the legislators are more concerned about going home for the Memorial Day holiday season and vacation than they are about staying in Washington and getting this sorted out and coming up with a plan that makes sense. Well, if they're having such a hard time, I say, why don't they just forfeit their money, since they're all getting paid handsomely from the lobbyists and all the other people that come to them and offer them amenities like airplane rides and boats rides. That's the Supreme Court. But I'm sure the people in the legislators, the representatives, the House and the Senate, are getting the same fringe benefits. So they really don't need a paycheck. Why don't they just forfeit their check until they balance the debt of the United States? Just forfeit their check. Just don't get paid. Just like, okay, we got a problem, and the American people are such great folks. They elected me into office, and I'm going to donate my check right back into the system until the United States is no longer in debt. Notice I put a pause right there, because they ain't trying to do that. They trying to milk the United States people out as much money as they possibly can, and they don't care. So the debt ceiling is just a joke, y'all. They're just trying to have a pissing contest, if you might say, on who's going to have their way and who's going to wind up on top. Now, we got to remember that McCarthy really don't have that much power. It took him 15 times to finally be able to take the seat as the leader of his party. and they still don't want him. Okay. And the deals that he's coming up with, like he says that he doesn't want to cut Social Security. Well, that's the first thing on the table. Let's cut Social Security. Why is it that they want Social Security senior citizens to take a cut to try to keep America floating? We earn this money. And I say we because I'm old and I get Social Security. All the benefits that I'm supposed to get, I'm supposed to get. That was a guarantee and a promise that their forefathers made for us when they established Social Security. So now they don't like the deal no more. So okay, well we're young, we ain't got to worry about it. You know, we could just cut the deal on the old people. No, let's not do that. Let's cut your check. Let your check sit on the table. Let your check get turned back in until the budget is balanced and then the debt of the United States is paid in full. Let's try that. Nobody wants to hear that, especially an elected official in a government office. They don't need it as bad as I need my Social Security check. Okay? So, hey, just something to think about. Call your local elected officials and say, hey, why don't you turn your check back in until the balance of the budget, especially if you're Republican? I know you close to your Republican leadership. Let them hear the message coming from you. Hey, that's a good idea. Why don't y'all not get paid until the budget is balanced? Okay. Um, Great news in the city of Chicago on Monday, the 15th. We have successfully put in place a new mayor in the city of Chicago. And I got to quote Lori Lightfoot, the outgoing mayor, for those that don't know. During her speech and comments, she made a very relevant point. She said, "This is what a peaceful transfer of power looks like." I loved it. Everybody smiled, they chuckled, they laughed because we went from Lori Lightfoot into the new mayor, Mayor Johnson. And there was no riots, no uproar, no people stormed the city hall. Nothing crazy took place on Monday. Matter of fact, they partied till late into the night. And then early on yesterday, the new mayor came in, hit the ground running. Now, some of the things that are on his plate that he has to deal with are trying to deal with safe places to put these immigrants that have been bused to the city of Chicago, as well as public safety. Those are some of the things. People are actually sleeping on the floors of the police departments throughout the city because they have no place to go. Now, the federal government has agreed to try and offer up more help to the cities where people have been bused to, like DC, New York, Chicago. They are overwhelmed in Texas, granted, but they used a political weapon. They weaponized those people to try and send them to Democratic cities, thinking that they can overwhelm them, and they have. And there's no answer or no solution, and they want everybody to suffer together. So I think it's wrong. I think people have a right to come to this country to have a new life. But I had a thought process. Now, when the Europeans came to this country that they call America now, they came with the Bible and the gun. And the Europeans destroyed and conquered everything that they touched. So since the church, the Catholic Church, was very much a part of coming into this country, destroying it, why doesn't the Catholic Church, the Vatican, step up and offer sanctuary to people in all of the states that need sanctuary and help? The Catholic Church has made tons and tons of money helping rape and pillage all across America and the world. Now's an opportunity for the Catholic Church to step up and offer some of that wealth that they got stored in the Vatican and say, hey, I see a humanitarian need. Let us step up and help. You're very much a part of why the country that they're living in now is a problem, because they let things get out of control. And the Catholic Church, like I said, raped and pillaged all over the world. So now will be a good time for them to step up and do something positive for people that are trying to make a better life. Give back to those that you helped destroy. Boom. Let's drop the mic moment right there. So moving right along, I saw a comment that I thought was kind of interesting that I wanted to regurgitate. Black taxpayers are audited more than anybody else, according to the IRS. Now, is that because they don't know what they're doing when it comes to filling out their taxes, or is that because they want more of their pennies that they didn't get? Okay, black folks don't make a whole lot of money to begin with. So if they made a mistake on one line item of their tax return, now they got to go in and pay penalties, fines, and be under a microscope, because the IRS is brutal. I've been audited before, and you're going to pay a fine of some type when they look over your paperwork. Okay. So I'm like, wow, you know, blacks have been audited more than any other group of people in the United States. That's just vicious. They persecute us enough, and now you're going to persecute us with what we have and what we don't have, and what they want from us even the more. IRS is vicious. Black people can't get a hand up no kind of way. That's just terrible. All right. I saved the best for last. I was doing some research with Lee, our fearless leader. He was not able to make it to the show today. He's on assignment as always. He's got that limousine service in California, and it seems like every Wednesday at 12 noon, he's busy. They love giving him money on Wednesday, and I'm happy for him. Get that money, Mr. Lee Michaels. But I do want to talk about some of the things that he mentioned to me in our pre-show discussion. Rudy Giuliani, the famous Rudy Giuliani, he has um, been served with a 70-page indictment for a $10 million assault, sexual assault, from somebody that used to work with him in his office. Now, that's crazy, because, you can't imagine Giuliani being no sex maniac chasing after, women. But if Clarence Thomas can do it and Donald Trump can do it, why not Giuliani? So the door has been flung open. The lady won $5 million on last week for sexual assault by Donald Trump, and now his closest associate and favorite lawyer is now being sued. Now, I don't think Rudy got $10 million, but it's the idea that now the door is flung open. All of the president's men are going to get a taste of what it feels like to get slapped on the wrist and knocked down, because they've been getting away with doing so much dirt and so much wrong for so many years, that now it's coming back to haunt them. Now, something else about Giuliani that I thought was quite interesting, that I just saw a little while ago, was that Giuliani, when he came up with the scheme to say that the 2020 presidential election was stolen away from Donald Trump, he also said that we can sell pardons, presidential pardons, for $2 million. Now, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Now, all this was reported by an NBC affiliate in New York. that it is being reported that Giuliani and along with the president came up with a conspiracy to sell presidential pardons for $2 million. Now, I've always said that the pardon power should rest with the court because the court has the ability to be able to look at the background, look at the history of a person, and be able to grant pardons, federal pardons accordingly. Now, on the federal system, the president is the only person that can grant a pardon. And if you don't have access or $2 million, you won't be able to get one. So this is, an extreme abuse of power. And I know that Giuliani is also going to be a part of those indictments that the grand jury is issuing or has issued in Atlanta, Georgia. So, all of the fish are being cooked. All the goose are being cooked. All the whatever you want to call them, they getting barbecued right now. They're being barbecued in the media, but these are people that used and abused power when they had it. Okay, they're supposed to serve the people, but yet they abuse the people. And now things are coming out. Everything done in the dark shall be presented into the light. So it's coming to light. All of these things that these people are doing are now being exposed. So that was my list for today that I wanted to talk about. I hope you enjoyed dropping in, checking out what goes on the Street News Now Noon Report each and every Wednesday. I also want to invite you guys, if you are interested and having a show on Street News Now, you need to go over to streetnewsnow.com and fill out a form. And somebody in the administrative staff will get in contact with you and help you program your show right here. Now, we have several people that have reached out to us and are beginning the process of getting their show on the network. So space is going to begin to be filled up. But if you have a show in mind and you would like to do a show right here on Street News Now, reach out to the administrative staff and they'll be more than happy to help you put your show together. Okay. So now I also would like to invite you guys to please subscribe, like, and share. Subscribe, like, and share. We got a lot of work that we're doing over here at Street News Now. And if you want to be a part of it, come on down, fill out a form, and we will be more than happy to help you put your show together. So that's it for today. Appreciate you guys. Don't forget to check me out on my website, ask-dr-ron.com. When you get over there, please check out what's going on. You'll find all of my programming right there on the website. So that's it for this week. I appreciate you guys. Once again, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Take care. Peace.